because we are going to play a game. As you may or may not know, today is President's Day. And on President's Day, we play President's Trivia. So I have a few questions here. I'm going to ask...
This would be disastrous for me.
Go through... they're not hard questions, but they are a little interesting.
That's going to make it even worse.
You may have not heard some of these things before. I think this will be enlightening for our listeners and for y'all. And to our listeners and to our viewers, I want to say, if you know the answer to a question, feel free to say it in the comments section if you're watching.
Or just shout it out in your room. We'll hear you.
Or do it to that. We won't hear you, but it still counts. So my first question. This president was known for not liking Brussels sprouts. Is it A, George H.W. Bush, B, Martin Van Buren, C, Ronald Reagan, or D, Barack Obama?
Reagan.
What do you think, Josh? You can't speak out of turn.
I'm going to say Van Buren.
The correct answer is C, Ronald Reagan. 1-0 to Andrew.
Losing. All right.
Come on, you knew it had to be a Reagan one. We're WJ Live after all. Yeah. All right, Abraham Lincoln was the tallest president at 6'4". Who was the shortest? Was it
Martin Van Buren?
A, James Madison, B, Martin Van Buren, C, John Adams, or D, Andrew Johnson? Josh, I'll let you ask.
I'm going with Van Buren. I'm not positive I'm right.
All right. What about you, Andrew?
I'll go with Madison.
You are correct. It is James Madison. Did you see my answers beforehand?
No, I did not.
James Madison was 5'4". Some sources say 5'3".
Wow.
Very short guy. Very
short
good
in
president.
stature, but a tall pen.
Could talk about that at length, but I won't. I like James Madison a lot. Now, 3 presidents have died on the 4th of July.
Oh, geez.
2 of them are pretty famous. Jefferson and Adams, who were, kind of opponents. They went back and forth in their day, and they died on the same day, on the 4th of July. Who's the third? Is it A, James Buchanan, B, John Quincy Adams, C, James K. Polk, or D, James Monroe? A lot of James.
JQA. Adams.
John Quincy Adams. What about you, Ian?
Monroe.
It is James Monroe. You are correct.
rigged.
That one was a guess.
Clearly
the first 2 I
rigged.
knew.
And it
This
is
one
now
was a guess.
3-0,
You did not know
Andrew.
the second one. You
Josh
did not know
will
the
need to
second
take
one.
the remaining 3 questions if
And
he
it
wants
ain't gonna happen.
any chance of winning. Now, this is an interesting one.
Okay.
The president who made the Star-Spangled Banner our national anthem, he signed into law the act that made that song, our official anthem. Was it A, Teddy Roosevelt? Was it B, Harry Truman? Was it C, Herbert Hoover? Or was it D, Dwight Eisenhower?
DR.
I'll say Hoover.
And Josh wins. It was Hoover.
Finally,
He
won.
signed it into law in 1931. It was maybe the only good thing that Herbert Hoover did. He was widely viewed in history as a bad president. Weird note is that many people think he was a bad president because he didn't do anything in the lead up to the Great Depression. So the left usually says, it was laissez-faire economics, and this is what happens. Herbert Hoover was a bad president because he did too much, and that is, many things led to the Great Depression. But he was by no means a free market economist. So, number 5, this president wanted and was, thanks to his wishes, he wanted his body when he died to be buried and wrapped in an American flag, and reportedly wanted his head to be resting on a copy of the U.S. Constitution. Was it A, Ronald Reagan, B, Andrew Johnson, C, John F. Kennedy, or D, Woodrow Wilson?
Oh, what?
Told you this was a tough one.
Can I get the options again?
Yeah, it's A, Ronald Reagan, B, Andrew Johnson, C, JFK, and D, Woodrow Wilson.
Woody Woo.
He's going to say Woodrow Wilson, okay.
JFK.
You're going to say JFK? You're both wrong.
Nice.
It's Andrew Johnson.
Really? That's an interesting play.
One of
interesting play.
one of the presidents you don't think about.
A last-ditch attempt to get
I loved
for
America.
patriotism.
Please.
Yeah,
I loved America.
Failed as president, but thought,
I'm a big
I love
enough guy. The Constitution that impeached me, I want my head.
He was the first
resting
president
on
to be
it.
impeached, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's an interesting piece of trivia. Not a very good president. Widely, hated. Led to a lot of bad things after Lincoln was shot.
Well, yeah, I mean, the Union's coming back. I don't know how you can win that one.
Yeah, true. All right, this is my last question.
Wait, hold on. 6 questions. We could have had a tie.
Well, yeah, I didn't think of that, but we didn't because Josh is not very good at this.
Exactly right. Exactly right. Josh is not very good at this.
So
I would like, when I die, I would like to be wrapped in Joe's shirt and have my head resting on those questions.
that would be awesome.
I would
can
like to take
support
a
that.
moment
I
to
can
shout
support
out
that.
the University of Massachusetts Lowell. I went to a state school in Massachusetts. Mr. Josh did go to Harvard.
Josh, where did you go to school?
Shows how much that was worth, too.
All right, final question. This president eventually went blind in one eye due to a boxing injury suffered at the
TR.
White House. Is it A, Lyndon Johnson,
TR.
B, Bill Clinton, C, Donald Trump, or D, Teddy Roosevelt?
I'm just going to say Donald Trump because it's funny, but it wasn't.
It was Teddy Roosevelt. Very nice job, Josh.
Every now and then. Thank you.
We're closing down on President's Day, but I do have to ask both of you a question. And you can answer it, I'm going to say, in 100 words or less. Who is the best president that America has had? I'll go with you first, Josh. Not to put you on the spot.
I don't know the answer to that question.
That's a very respectable answer.
I'm not positive. I'm
Maybe
not
your
sure
favorite
how you
president.
answer. I'm not sure how you answer.
Your
it.
favorite president might be better.
Oh gosh, probably Reagan with Trump as a close second.
Okay.
Not on any sort
Interesting.
of. I like people who poke people I don't like in the eye, and that's what he did.
What about you? And you can't say Nixon.
I was about to say my favorite president is Richard Nixon, just because he is a very
Nixon.
complicated figure.
I do like Richard
very
Nixon.
interesting to me. But the best president of all time, it's a cliche answer, but I would have to go with George Washington. I mean, just getting up to Revolutionary War hero, and then getting up to the farewell address is
Teach him how to say goodbye.
One of the greatest. We often hear people say that the measure of a great man is not what he does while in power, but how he gives up his power, or whether he gives up his power. We talked about that earlier in the episode. George Washington, a fantastic example. And then the fact that he was downright prophetic in that farewell address and saying that the two things that would tear apart the United States was endless involvement in foreign conflicts and the factionalism in the United States. And he was absolutely right. So I think
250 years later.
Yeah, George Washington.
Or however long it was. But
That's good. Yeah. Nixon did know how to bring the Viet Cong to their knees.
He did.
That fella knows how to bomb communists. And that, if you ask me, is one of the most important qualities to look for in a president. Willingness and ability to bomb Marxists.